We were really driven from last year. I mean, there's no doubt. Last year was, '09 was well below our own standards. And so I think that drive to excel started last November. It hasn't lessened. I mean, I think what we got this year was a sense of, yeah, this drive paid off. So from that perspective, those last two games, especially the Detroit game, it will fuel everything. It's going to fuel weight room. It's going to fuel fitness. It will fuel training. It already is. It's fueling player meetings. Certainly recruiting tendencies. So in that way, you're right. There isn't really an off, cycle. It's more of a restructuring. I think to start with, I mean, we don't have the success that we have this year if Natalie doesn't step up her game. I mean, from that perspective alone, and she carried us. There's no doubt. I think she found ways to be very effective coming out of the midfield in a non-traditional sense. We allowed her some freedom to dribble and to take runs and all of that, but I think that she found the seams in opponents where she could utilize her skill set really well. All of that, though, was driven, I think, by her just pure commitment to fitness and making sure she could go for 90 minutes at top speed. And I think that was a step forward, too, for her. I've run out of superlatives with her. I mean, she played literally her best soccer of her career when it mattered most for us. And, we took our chances against teams that we probably had, in some cases, no business being competitive with simply because she kept a clean sheet. Her leadership stepped up. I thought she did the proverbial. She saved everything she was supposed to save, and it took a miraculous ball to even get by her. Yeah, I mean, what a special season for her, and a great way to wrap her career. And those are big shoes to fill. There's no doubt. It's funny because I think this year a lot of what we've been working hard for 2 years finally came to fruition. I mean, there's some things that we did different in advance of this year that was a tweak from a couple years ago. But in reality, this is more just the culmination of a couple years of a different change in philosophy for us, and it all clicked this year. Yeah, unprecedented, probably the right word. I think what it's done is it's given our program a sense of, yes, we can, and here's why you put in the hours and the time and the focus points, and here's why we stick to what we do best, because it did produce success. I mean, I feel like we've got the league MVP in Natalie, so in that sense, we have to push her to even reach new heights, and I know she's capable of it. So while this year was great for her, there's more there, and I think we need to rely on that even more. At this point, we're going to return at least 3 of our 4 backline starters, and I wouldn't trade any of them, Valerie or Freddie or Marina, for anybody. So, we need that group to continue to be cohesive. And when you look at our center back pairing there with Freddie and Val, lights out. That is just a really solid duo. Rewarding. Yeah, I think it shows for us that the hard work pays off, and that that's more motivational to put in even more, because you put in a little, you put in a lot. We got a lot out of what we put in, and I think now we know it's not a matter of major overhaul, it's a matter of tweaking. And so, when you look at it like that, reward is kind of what we now have in front of us,